The NFL is facing a list of controversies just days before the Super Bowl.
That's right. The league is looking into claims of systematic racism and sexual misconduct. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell fielded questions yesterday about the lawsuit filed by former coach Brian Flores, as well as new allegations against the Washington Commanders. This was his State of the League news conference, traditionally held before the Super Bowl, but the topics had little to do with the game between the Rams and the Bengals.
For more, let's bring in senior NFL reporter Jonathan Jones from CBS Sports HQ. He's at SoFi Stadium, the home of Super Bowl 56. Jonathan, you asked Roger Goodell about his plans on changing the league's culture at Wednesday's news conference. Let's listen.
Talked about finding more effective policies. You talked about not taking anything off the table, talking to outside experts, et cetera. If these qualified black coaches can get in the room, as you say, at record numbers, but you as a collective league are falling short, I'm sort of left to draw only one conclusion. And what's the league's plan to address bias, prejudice, and racism among the NFL team owners?
Well, I think we've been very clear, and I tried to say it up front. We won't tolerate racism. We won't tolerate discrimination. If there are policies that we need to modify, we're going to do that.
Jonathan, was that the answer you were looking for?
It's interesting, right? Because the question is sort of the policies have been in place. There is the Rooney Rule, and Roger Goodell even talked about how it has been tweaked or adjusted or whatever words you want to use 5 or 6 times. And the NFL, the league office, there are people within that league office who very much care, who take this very, very seriously. But ultimately, it's up to the individual team owners, this collection of 31 billionaires and then the Green Bay Packers as well, to make these decisions. And so you can have these policies in place. You can force them to interview one internal minority candidate for head coach and 2 external minority candidates for head coach. But in the end, if what we have with 9 head coaching vacancies is ultimately what amounts to 1 black head coach being hired in a league that has a player pool of 70% black men, that's an issue. And we have to sort of focus on what the real issue is. And to me, the issue is that these team owners, from wherever you want to call it, if you want to call it implicit bias, if you want to call it prejudice, if you want to go as far as to call it racism, the fact is that the numbers are what the numbers are across this collective NFL. And the league is apparently not wanting to address that directly with the folks who are making those decisions. Instead, they just want to continue creating policies that they hope this will change. But, 2 decades we've been having this Rooney Rule, and we're here today, essentially where we were, 3 decades ago in the NFL in terms of black coaches in the NFL. So it was not – I'm curious where the NFL is actually looking to make a difference.
Right, Jonathan, I thought your question was very pointed and sort of got to the heart of the matter, which is to say if at the very top, if, where the ownership stands, if the changes aren't being made there, there's very little that can be done, down the food chain. So would you propose that teams be publicly owned? Is the answer maybe to get rid of this type of ownership that gives 1 or 2 people so much control over the game?
It's interesting because there's that option. I've heard the option of, do we just need to get some more black folks in ownership roles and maybe they'll do the right thing? I personally would like for the NFL to focus on the folks who are there and have them make the right decisions. I would love it if these owners would begin to value diversity in a real way that is positive for all businesses. And there's plenty of data to back that up, plenty of studies to back that up. And so I don't know if it's this nebulous idea of training. I don't know if there are workshops. But, these NFL team owners very clearly are not addressing their implicit bias, and it's not being addressed with them by the NFL. But, you can put people through modules and seminars online, all the employees, but it doesn't appear to be happening with the owners. That's where I would start before we do a wholesale change, hoping that maybe hearts and minds can be changed from the group from within.
Jonathan, the NFL says it will control the investigation into Commanders owner Dan Snyder after he hired a firm to do an independent investigation. How do the allegations against Snyder coincide with Brian Flores' claims and the league's culture?
Well, it's a pretty bad look for the NFL right now, and the Washington football team, now the Washington Commanders, have really been mired in issues for as long as Dan Snyder has owned this team, and now more allegations. And this idea that he can begin an investigation, that the team can investigate itself. Roger Goodell came out and said, well, that's not the case, and we're obviously going to be taking the baton from here and investigating this. Where the NFL is faced with some raised eyebrows is they also had an investigation where they entered into what is known as a common interest agreement. And ultimately, it does appear, and Roger Goodell said that this wasn't true, but that Dan Snyder ultimately has the veto power over whether this report, this old report, the first report, could be released. So now we're having an investigation off of another investigation of something that was left out of the previous investigation that the Washington Commanders have started, that the NFL has taken over. So that's a mess there. As far as the Brian Flores lawsuit and the claims there, you have the NFL who initially came out and said that his claims were without merit. And then a couple of days passed, and they said, well, we probably need to backtrack on that. And so that was another embarrassment for the league. But they're looking into not only the claims about the sham interviews as it relates to the Rooney Rule, racism and discrimination, but also the competitive integrity issues that Brian Flores raised, where he claims that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 for each loss during a season in which the Dolphins were tanking. That's a very, very serious allegation, and one that, if proven true, would very, very likely mean that there would be a new owner of the Miami Dolphins.
No doubt a lot more to come on this in the weeks ahead. Jonathan Jones, thank you.